Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Gay Leno! How we doing, my buddies? Hell yes. Everybody, welcome to the 4th live show of Gay Leno. Gay Leno was a lot like Jay Leno, only it's if you were driving down the highway blasting Kim Petras and doing a triple hit of poppers. Does that make sense? Tonight, we're gonna get into a whole lot of comedy, some monologues, some stand-up, a little bit of impersonations, and of course, a whole ton of gay debauchery. Be advised, a portion of the proceeds of this show will go to benefit Black Lives Matter, 1% for the planet, and Planned Parenthood. So make some noise for yourself for doing something! Woo-woo! Tonight, we got a great show for you, so without much further ado, please make some noise for my monologue co-host, Sam Karagas!
And now I'm here too.
Everyone, please make some noise for our topical monologue, What the Hell Happened? First up, a sailor and his dog were found after months of being stranded in the Pacific.
Said the tiger from Life of Pi. Derivative.
We would have made a Homeward Bound joke, but the cat's gone. It's really a heartwarming story until you find out he was actually marooned with his wife, kids, and 14 other people.
Oops.
Canada deployed troops to fight the wildfires. Says somebody who smokes a Juul every 30 seconds.
What? You mean I'm gonna go outside and it's gonna affect my lungs? Oh, fricky who, Canada? Probably the reason I'm gonna get lung cancer.
Honestly, in our day and age, babies are gonna grow up and be like, I sound like this at 13.
Mamma mia.
Us chimney sweeps need to unionize.
Think I got the black lung from standing outside.
Now, Canada deployed troops to fight the wildfires, and Canada's Secret Service was also deployed to keep Justin Trudeau away from the soot.
It's funny because he did blackface.
We have a picture of that. Next slide, please. Thank you. Users report the latest side effect of a trendy new weight loss drug, Ozempic butt.
For those of you who are unaware, Ozempic is a rich man's Adderall.
It's kind of like injectable Arby's, because it ruins your appetite and makes your butt look like Arby's.
You can call me old-fashioned or a traditionalist or whatever, but I believe that if rich people want to lose weight, they should have to do cocaine like in the old days. Return to tradition. Return to hard drugs as a weight loss method.
We deserve it. A Canadian man was fired from his job after saving a baby moose from a bear, saying, "Right when I saw her, I knew we were soulmates." This is my daughter, Jezebel, and you can't take her from me, you government fuck. Said the bear, that twink was hung. The twink in question is Ty Roscoe. You'll get that joke later, or if you're one of Ty Roscoe's friends. An 11-year-old girl was attacked with acid during a playground argument in Detroit.
You know, keeping things light. I don't know what happened to name calling. You know, calling somebody like a dumb poop head, or like a butt face, or I don't know, old-fashioned slurs would also work.
Exactly.
Probably better than acid.
Like, that's f***ed up, isn't it? Can we all agree that's f***ed up that happened? Now, the person who threw it was actually a 12-year-old who got the acid from her mom, pictured here. Hampton's men are flocking to doctors for penis injections. Now, I think this headline was a huge missed opportunity to say the clucking cocks are flocking around the clock to get bigger cocks.
Yeah, and I can't say that, but I just can't wait until I get the procedure done on my labia so I can assert dominance over all of the other dykes. Labia! You're mad about it.
The House Democrats are to unveil legislation to censure George Santos.
Said George Santos while popping his gum. Yeah, but whatever, you can't make me do my homework or anything.
He then took his arm out from around a twink who sold his soul for ketamine and said, "You are not legally allowed to say I'm not fit for Congress, okay? I'll sue you."
My mom is gonna fight your mom, and my mom's really good at fighting.
And she'll throw acid on you.
And she also said I could be excused from Congress for the rest of the week. Thank you.
So basically, 3 House Democrats wrote up an expulsion resolution saying this person lied about his education and where he's worked, which was at banks, and even his finances to get into Congress.
Yeah, said all the other senators, yeah, and it's just him, too, that's doing it. He's the only one lying in here. It's like one bad apple, and it's just one bad apple.
Yeah, because we got to stop that guy. Like, none of us got into Harvard because of nepotism or anything.
That would never happen.
George Santos also fraudulently obtained unemployment.
You know, Republican senators are always worried about the misuse of funds for people who don't need them. Baby, the call's coming from inside the house.
And the calls sound like, I'm one of those unwed mothers I've heard so much about. Can I have free money, please? Like, one of my questions is, why does George Santos look like an aging Miami drag queen who's not about to let some upstart twink steal her show? My filter may be sagging.
Conservative Christians caught flinging a dead rat into a gay couple's restaurant.
But then George Santos got up and walked away.
That little rat, I'll have you know, was a Michelin star chef. Okay? You stupid, pompous, pretentious Christian b***ers.
The Republican couple didn't deny their actions and claimed that the rat was put on their doorstep by restaurant employees, never once realizing that Lindsey Graham was that dead rat.
The Republican couple had a sign on their lawn that said, "Only Jesus can save America." Yeah, until he comes back and he's hot and gay.
And literally, when they find out he wasn't white, they're gonna riot. And when they find out he was Little Knox X, they're gonna secede.
Absolutely.
Anyways, gay furry hackers are targeting U.S. states for passing anti-trans legislation. Their overall mission was to have fun and cause chaos. To have fun and cause chaos. The gay agenda.
Don't Republicans know that all gays are just Power Rangers villains?
Like, literally, it's not our fault that Disney gay coding all the villains worked on them and they're homophobic now.
Stop being homophobic. Or we'll hatch a dastardly scheme to boil all of your babies.
And then we'll force everyone to get abortions, even the men.
No! Especially the men.
And then we're going to discriminate college admissions based on race, but this time against white people. On to that lighter note I was talking about, Australia police were baffled as mysterious space debris washed up on a beach, and patrons were warned to keep away.
Since when are aliens flying in brass?
Like, literally, they're telling us that this thing covered in barnacles made of brass is from space. You're telling me they had a steam-powered warp drive, like, here we go!
Oh, we're off to go get the moon cheese, because the moon is made of cheese, because we don't know nothing about the moon yet.
Wait, we're the first aliens to come here, on rockets pulled by horses.
Done said what done their horses done did die to bring us here today. Because horses can't live in space because of oxygen.
We fact-checked this several times. The police kept beachgoers away for days, quote, until it could be confirmed that the metal wasn't hazardous.
I'm sorry. What the did you think it was gonna do? Reach out and punch you? Call you a slur? What did you think that it was gonna do? I don't know. All I'm saying is I could definitely win in a fight with a big hunk of metal.
What about that time I hit you with my car?
Best 2 out of 3. Why, yoda.
LGBTQ Russians are fleeing the Kremlin to seek safe haven in LA. Now, I can speak from personal experience. They're going to be very surprised when they get to LA and find out all the gays also hate gay people.
Yep.
Tom Holland said playing the role of Danny Sullivan in The Crowded Room broke him. Based on that sex scene, guys, no the fuck it did not. I know what bottoming in the club while smoking a cigarette looks like. Because of a friend who told me. But if I didn't know because of a friend who told me, I would have used some poppers like the rest of us. This is worse than the time they hired a straight man to throw makeup at Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, this is worse than when Melissa McCarthy's tripped at a Sephora.
This is worse than the time Melissa McCarthy stole a tip from a drag queen and smeared it on her face.
This is worse than the time that Melissa McCarthy swallowed a picture of Divine and then went like this.
But for real, though, imagine how outraged people are going to be when they hear that Zendaya wears the strap in that relationship. Come on. And that has been What the Hell Happened. Thank you so much. Woo-hoo. So you ready for your next comic? Hell yes. Everybody, please make some noise for the very talented, the very funny Khaya Osborne.
Muchas gracias. Thank you. Hi, everybody. How are you guys tonight? You doing good? You doing good? I'm having a terrible time. I've been dating interracially. Does anybody here date interracially? Is that your thing? Make some noise if that's your thing. Yeah. I know that's right. I saw a couple of white people in the audience like, I don't know. I dated an Italian once. He was really aggressive. I'm not sure. I heard the darker they get, the meaner. I can't do it. Yeah, so, interracial dating is still a big conversation in America, like today. And I don't understand why. You know what I mean? I feel like we've kind of like ran this conversation into the ground, so to speak. But especially for black people, when the conversation comes up, and you're talking to black people who date interracially, it's like, oh, you must hate yourself. Like, you must hate yourself. It's like, first of all, you do not need to look at who I date in order to tell whether or not I hate myself, okay? I have a semicolon tattoo, all right? Okay? All right? I proudly listen to Boosie Badass, all right? You know I don't give a about my life. But I feel like when it comes to dating is like going to the grocery store. You know what I mean? You're in the ice cream aisle. Your mouth is all fixed for something sweet and creamy. They're out of mango. They're out of coconut. They're out of coffee. They just got vanilla and chocolate. Now, the last chocolate with a good job and got snatched up by the pretty Latina with a fat ass. And you standing here staring at this vanilla ice cream like, what am I finna do? You know? There's an Asian girl with tritone hair walking up behind you. She wants dessert too, She's real cute. She sells watercolor pillowcases on Etsy. She's watched all the seasons of Attack on Tekken or whatever the it is, you know what I mean? Are you gonna let communism win? No, you're not. You're a goddamn American. You're gonna pick up that vanilla ice cream. You're gonna put it in your cart. You're gonna buy it. You're gonna take it home. You're gonna pop the lid. And you're gonna let it eat your pussy. That's what you're finna do. That's honestly, you know what I mean? It's like, what else can you do? You know what I mean? You are going to watch that vanilla ice cream play Overwatch for 4 hours and then you for 3 minutes. Maybe the ice cream can teach you things. Maybe the ice cream can show you how to set up your investment portfolio in such a way that you truly can retire before 65. Maybe the ice cream can show you how to play cornhole. You know what I mean? Maybe the ice cream can help you get your passport, figure out that whole process. Maybe the ice cream has a vacation property, up in the Everglades somewhere, and you guys can take a nice quiet weekend, get away from all the noise of the city, I've always wanted to go hiking, personally, you know what I mean? So you can't tell me not to buy that ice cream. I want to see the great outdoors. F it. All this bullshit I'm talking, but I don't just like any old kind of white people, you know what I mean? Like, I have standards. As much as I talk about white people, I cannot date white people that are too woke. I can't. I do not want to discuss Joy James and the concept of the captive maternal over our cereal at breakfast, okay? That's doing a lot. I feel like you need to be woke enough where when we're arguing, I can clap my syllables at you as necessary without you wanting to call the police. But you can't be so woke that you're asking me if you can touch my hair during sex. Sir, you just spit in my mouth, and there's a handprint on my ass. In the shape of your hand, it's a bruise, okay? We're already here. We can forego all of these formalities, all right? I am a slave for you. You branded me, okay? Somebody call Brittany. All right? I'm just saying, sometimes Kanye is right. Some of us do choose this, No, on the other side, I understand everybody has trauma, everybody has their shit going on, but I can't date white men with anger issues. You know what I mean? I feel like you can always tell how bad a white dude's daddy beat him by how good he is at pool. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And there's levels, you know what I mean? It's like, if he knows all the terms, but he's not that great, you're fine. He's a simple gaslighter, okay? He's a pussy, but y'all will never fight, you know what I mean? But if he can call a pocket shot before y'all get to the 8-ball and get it in, you might have a problem. He's probably gonna throw your dinner. He's probably gonna throw dinner from time to time. If this nigga can do everything on that pool table but put the stick down, run, bitch. Run, bitch. Red flag. He's gonna kick the dog. He's gonna forget the kids at school, okay? He's gonna stop eating your pussy after a year. This is a bad man. This is a very, very bad man. How much time do I have left? I did not expect to get through this whole thing. 1 minute? Okay. Oh yeah, astrology. So I feel like everybody hates astrology now. Everyone's like, I'm sick of hearing about it, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. People don't get it. You know what I mean? They're like, I don't understand. Listen, astrology is just birthday racism. That's all you need to know. Astrology is just racism for birthdays. And personally, that's why I like it, okay? Because it's the only racism I can win. You know what I mean? Because I'm a Leo, and we're superior. So, that's how that works. You know what I mean? But the planets do be kicking people's ass. The planets be kicking people's ass, and y'all don't know because you're not into astrology. You don't want to listen to the planets. But honestly, I'm not going to save them from kicking your ass and teaching you astrology. Because maybe if you had just stopped resisting and did what Venus asked you to do the first time, you wouldn't be in this situation. That's all the time I have. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.
Make some noise for Khaya Osborne, everybody. Now that is how you do comedy about love. Are you guys proud of her? Because I fucking am. We have an amazing lineup of people here tonight, and I am so excited to bring your next person. He was at the Gay Leno open mic at my buddy's every Monday. Heyo, shameless plug. And he won set of the night. It was awesome. They were both in the top 4, and he kind of just slayed the interview portion. It was incredible. Had to book both of them. Could not choose. It was too good. But please put your hands together for the very funny, the very soon-to-be famous Rosco.
I always feel like sometimes I get on stage and I broke the seal, guys, and I have to pee, and I'm like, me. Not that any of you want to me. Ugh. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Rosco. My pronouns are he, him, so I make more money than she, her. And I'm so happy to be here, y'all. I'm so happy. I love Chicago. I just moved to the Boys Town area, and I called up my friend. I was like, girl, I feel like I'm in that one SpongeBob episode where I'm in the utopia of other Squidwards. And I'm just Squidward. It's great. And I know I'm in the Boys Town area because gays, we walk fast. I walk faster than a Nicki Minaj lyric. I'm like, can I get that Tron? Can I get that Remy? Can I get that Coke? Can I get that Honey? I did that because I had to pee. If I start circling, that's because of that. But I walk faster than a Nicki Minaj lyric. I think the reason is Nicki a funny? Nicki Minaj. Anyways, I think the reason I do that, though, is because the life expectancy in my family is 19 years. It is, because I come from a long line of alcoholics and suicidal people, which in my family wasn't really a full house, more like a fully loaded house. Except for the gun. All my sisters, my siblings, all that, we all got a little bit of it. You can tell they're descendants of my family. We have one, she's pretty suicidal. Her first attempt was the umbilical cord. And then I have another one. Here we go. We have another one. And she's a little bit of an alcoholic. And I mean, her definition of journaling is bar receipts. She's like, there you go. And then there's me. I mean, the only time my father was ever proud of me was when I joined the military. I know what you all are thinking. I mean, the sage green uniform really brought out my eyes. It really did. I mean, I was never shot in the military because terrorists, they don't waste bullets on dogs. They don't at all. I mean, I know I'm not like the ugliest looking person, but you haven't seen me naked. Ugh. I mean, here's a military secret. We didn't kill Osama bin Laden. We didn't. We just sent him my nudes and he killed himself. I actually found out the other day, this is what this joke is based off of, is apparently when they stormed his like unit or whatever, that apparently had gay porn in there. That's just what I heard, and I was like, oh, oops. It was so funny. I'm trying to think of where I am now with my set. I'm like, haha, I'm so funny. Osama bin Laden. You know, the military does lie a lot, though. They do. I mean, you know what the biggest lie in the military is? Those military coming home videos. They are such a lie. I mean, you got the wife, she's crying, and then you got the soldier coming home. But when that camera cuts, she's really crying because she didn't get the life insurance check. It's true. I was in the military, I can say that. Anyways, we'll get to the disabled veteran jokes in a bit. But we're not even there yet. See, I keep distracting myself, and I'm like, what? Oh, you know what I hate, though, are liars. Liars, liars, liars. Like my ex-boyfriend, Eric. My ex-boyfriend, Eric, was such a liar. I mean, when his mouth wasn't open telling a lie, his legs were. I mean, the one time Eric ever told me the truth was when I asked him, what's your favorite position in bed? And he said, another man's bedroom. I mean... Love that reaction. Yeah, Eric, oh God, Eric was so stupid too. I mean, he was so dumb. He studied for an STD test. I mean, I only like smart people, I'll be honest with you. Who doesn't like smart people, right? Y'all like smart people? I love smart people. I have a friend named Carlos. He is so smart. Oh, Carlos, he is so smart. He just moved to this country to marry an older doctor. So for his family, he became a first-generation gold digger. And... so proud of him. I mean, but let me tell you, he's such a gold digger that when he got his green card, he's like, this isn't a credit card. Try to swipe that shit. You know, he does make his own money, though. He does. He's a fitness trainer. I mean, he is so positive. He is super positive. He's like, oh, positive this, positive that. I'm like, of course you're positive. You have someone else's credit card. Why wouldn't you be? I mean, I'd be positive, too. But... he can be positive, though, to a point where it's annoying. He's always like, oh, body positivity. Oh, I like fat people. It's like, of course you like fat people. That's your job security. Body positivity has never made much sense to me. Like, we shouldn't shame different body types, but I'm not going to be like, woo-hoo, you can't climb a flight of stairs. I mean, oh, y'all, that joke is not about fat people. It's about the disabled. You know, going back to the disabled veterans, they hated me. I mean, I would sashay into that VA clinic for my benefits with both my legs. F***ing hated me. I'll tell you what, I never went to war physically. Mentally, physically, though, I never went to war. But could you imagine 2 terrorists hiding from me, shaking in their little go-go booty? I don't know what they were. I've never been to war. And they're like, boss, I can hear him coming. How can you hear him coming, boss? Listen. Can I get that Tron? Can I get that Remy? Can I get that Coke? Can I get that Henny? Anyways, thank you guys so much. My name is Ty Roscoe. Thank you.
One more time for Ty Roscoe. Did you like his jokes? You better say yes, because that twink will shoot you. That's really good to know that Osama bin Laden was a bottom. That's the history they don't tell you. It's awesome that... Gay rights! Thank you, Hillary Clinton. Here at Gay Leno, there's something that we love very much, and that is a good old-fashioned rant. So please, without further ado, please make some noise for my monologue co-host coming right back up here, Miss Sam Karagas. Sam, you got a little rant for us tonight, don't you?
Yeah, tonight I'm gonna be complaining about how Jonah Hill doesn't know what the a boundary is.
Hell yeah, baby. Take it away. One more time for Sam, everybody.
Thank you. I'm like Tinkerbell. I'll die if you don't clap. So if you haven't been reading the news, Jonah Hill's ex-girlfriend, Sarah Brady, who is a professional surfer, has come out claiming that he hijacked therapeutic language to manipulate and gaslight her. Look at this f***ing guy. You didn't think he was gonna manipulate you? I went to art college for 1 year, and at that time I thought I was straight, so I was dating men. I've interacted with a lot of I'm in therapy breed of men. In my experience, they all look like this. They got too much f***ing jewelry on. That's too much. Take one of those pins off. They got greasy ass bleached hair that they did in their bathroom. And they're gonna tell you that they don't use shampoo or conditioner because the water makes the hair clean, okay? I don't believe in judging people on their appearance, except for in this very specific scenario. He looks like how most straight men try to emulate the Harry Styles look. He puts on a pearl necklace just so he has something to clutch when you accuse him of doing all the things that he did. So let's take a look at some of these texts that he sent. So first, this is a text with all of his boundaries. Quote unquote. Those of you who aren't in therapy or haven't been in therapy for, around a decade and some change like I have, a boundary is a limit that you set pertaining to yourself, right? So I don't like to be touched, so don't f***ing touch me. That's boundary number 1. That's actually a specific boundary for me and me only. Don't f***ing touch me. A boundary cannot be, you can't do this or you can't do that. That's a you statement. You want to use I statements, right? I also just find it very funny that his boundary is boundaryless and inappropriate relationships with other men. Why, Jonah? You afraid some guy's gonna out-nice you? You afraid some guy's gonna be nice and then he doesn't have to say afterwards, that was actually really f***ing nice of me. I'm a nice guy, actually, and I've been great to you personally. Can you imagine if the town in Footloose used this kind of therapy language? Yeah, our boundary is that you don't do none of that hip gyrating to that music made by minorities, okay? That's our boundary. I also work in the service industry, so a fun fact about me is that my boundary is if you tip less than 20%, I get to save the name on your credit card and figure out where you live and then go to your house and rob the place to make up what I lost. A lot of other service industry workers in here. So here's a couple of texts in which Sarah calls his bluff. He says to her, we haven't sexted in months, right? This type of man is always, whenever you get a, no, you, everything he's about to say is pure projection. So he then goes on to tell her, so the months in the first text, we haven't sexted in months, became 2 months, and then it very quickly became a month and some change when he's confronted with proof. Men like this always do that. Bow. He then goes off at her and tells her, how dare you respond and tell me exactly the things that I said and when I said them. How dare you, because I'm a really f***ing nice guy, okay? I'm so good to you. I care about you, my friendship, and now you're gonna screenshot text. That's actually another boundary of mine, is nobody's ever allowed to tell me I'm wrong. My boundary is you can't call me on my bullshit. How about that? Something I also think is very interesting is toward the end he says, I'm sorry if a former partner moving on is painful, and I empathize with that. And I'd like to take a moment to explain to you the difference between empathy and sympathy. Empathy is when you have, you can understand how a person is feeling, though you've never been in a situation like that. Sympathize means I've been there, I get that, and I see you. So I think it's really funny how Jonah Hill has never, been upset about an ex-partner moving on. I think it's also really cool that he has to say he did nothing wrong, because it's super normal to tell everyone you did nothing wrong because you've done nothing wrong, right? So what have we learned here today? We have learned to never, ever trust a straight man, and never, ever trust a man who wears too much jewelry, too many layers, and styles his hair. You think it's gonna be washed. It's not. It's still not washed, I promise. Men like this are always going to, everything that comes out of their mouth is manipulation. These men are just like all other men, despite them saying, not all men, actually. Not all men are like that, actually. Thank you. I hope you've learned something today. To all the straight women in the room, I'm sorry, and I hope you take everything I've said to heart.
Sam Karagas, everybody! Make some noise for the funniest lady with a top knot in the room. And make some noise for Draco Malfuckboy up here. All right, are y'all ready for your next segment? Hell yes. And I would like every comic to keep in mind that at Gay Leno, if you got a segment, pitch it to me and come do it on Gay Leno. I love putting up segments. I love putting up new creative ideas for messages and funny stuff. So shoot me a DM, let me know if you got an idea, and let's create it. You guys down? Hell yeah. We are very lucky to have somebody in the crowd tonight. Tonight, we are gonna get an awesome speech from a very special, now this is how this person wanted to be introduced, the most down-to-earth, grounded, cool, sane, intelligent fitness influencer that has ever lived. Everyone, please make it very loud for Sam Cushing! Hello, and good evening for all of you guys. My name is Sam Cushing, and I am the down-to-earth, sane influencer that everybody calls me. Now, if you haven't noticed by now, I am a person who is actually gay. I know, I'm very bro-passing, everyone tells me after I make them. I was figuring today I could give you all a demonstration on my videos, how to be a better work-outerer, and also how to do my nighttime makeup routine. Would all of you like to join me on this journey? Thank you so much. Let's play my first video. It's really fucking good, and everyone compliments me because I'm so smart and for no other reasons. If you would look to your lower, that is the earth that I am down to.
My channel. So today I'm going to walk you through 7 workout myths with the help of my new virtual coach, Mike, who I'll introduce you to in a second. I guarantee by the end of the video, at least
your brain cells will all be gone.
So you're going to want to listen up, especially if you're trying to get fit this summer.
Number 1, I hear this all the time. I always get questions on DMs and people writing me asking.
I always get DMs every day from people saying, Sam, yo soy un sugar daddy de Argentina. Y yo quiero give you $500,000 to come suck my dick. Now, many of you are not aware of the fact that I studied abroad in Chile once and won't shut the fuck up about it. So I reply to all of those DMs and say, please sign up for my course, How to Be a Social Media Influencer. That way, we can do this in a way that is tax deductible.
Some stomach fat, let's say, or like, I really don't like these love handles. I want to get rid of that fat.
Now, a lot of people are concerned about all of the fat all over their body. Everyone constantly comes up to me and says, Sam, you are so chiseled and hot. How can I stop being fat and gross? Again, I'm very down to earth, so I'm going to help you. 1, if the only thing you eat is cum, you'll never get fat.
Specific area. I talk to you guys all the time, so I thought to help me kind of explain some of this stuff to you, I'd bring on my new fitness expert, personal trainer, and coach.
Sorry about that. The microphone fell into my gaping asshole.
Me on some of this stuff. So Mike, take it away.
We can't spot reduce body fat. What we can do though is focus on just burning body fat overall, and that's going to come from, exercising regularly and also eating in a calorie deficit. And over time, if you do that consistently enough, you're going to be able to lose body fat overall, and over time, those areas that you're struggling with will, have that body fat reduction.
Why the absolute is there someone else on my channel right now? This is bullshit. He took over 4 seconds of camera time from me. My sugar daddy's going to beat up your sugar daddy.
Dedicated coach from an app called Copilot. It's an app that helps to structure my workouts, keep my habits consistent. Highly recommend. Really been doing all of the thinking for me and all.
Now, here without reason is a video of my butt that I sold to a startup. Hey, Startups are not the only thing I'm capable of creating. I am also a great artist. This is a Speedo I farted into. See, I know how to do art. I am selling this on Patreon for $100,000. Click, it's sold. Anyways.
Move my body at the gym, and that's it. Easy. Mike crafts my workouts. The app shows me how to do them.
That footage was not sped up. That's how fast I move when I turn on turbo drive. I hate doing it, though, because it makes my circuits overheat.
The whole time, making sure that I'm doing things correctly. Talks about my goals, and I don't talk about this all the time, but one thing that I'm trying to work on is I feel like my chest is okay, my chest is alright, biceps are okay. What I don't love is my upper inner chest is very, very lackluster. If you look at this, is like very nitpicky, I know. If you look at me from the side, I would love to have a little bit more depth. So I talked to him about wanting to work on my upper inner chest as well as my upper back here to give me a little bit.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by how interesting I was. Very relatable, I know. Don't you hate when your chest is huge but not huge enough? Hey, don't laugh at me. It's all I have to get attention with.
My muscle. It's cool because obviously Mike is a real person giving me real support and personalized guidance. Super personalized, made by experts, all with the flexibility of my busy schedule and being remote. Over 75% of Copilot clients continue to work out after 100 days, which means that Copilot clients are 9 times more successful at sticking to their goals, which is probably what got them named one of the best personal trainer apps in 2022. Click my Copilot link here.
There are only 14 more minutes of this video, don't worry. No one click away or my mom will yell at you. Are you guys ready for the next video? Hell yes. We're going to look at how to do a men's evening makeup routine.
Go out at night sometimes, and here is my 5-step routine. After applying moisturizer, I apply a tinted SPF with a sheet.
Because I'm a very intelligent person, when I go out at night, I wear SPF so the sun won't jump me.
Texture. Some cover up to any dark spots and under my eyes just to brighten them a little bit. I then apply this Butter London Luma Matte sort of BB cream where the sun would naturally hit my face.
Again, this is my nighttime makeup routine, so I have to let everyone know what's going to happen when the sun hits my face.
Glow. I then use a root powder, which basically gives the illusion of a lowered hairline. Huge hack. And then finally,
you can buy a root powder at Walgreens for $10. It goes great with the hairline transplant I got at Turkey for $10,000. It's really cheap when you don't have to pay for it because you studied abroad in Chile. Also, Eliot Mack is a nasty person and I don't like him.
some wax on my eyebrows to give them a little bit of shape and even like a little lift. To any of my guys out there, good luck.
To any of my guys out there, or possibly my dad who never talked to me. He didn't leave. He actually lived in our house. He just didn't like me very much. Anyways, that is my evening makeup routine. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to sign up for my social media coaching services. Results not guaranteed if you are not as hot as I am. Does anyone have any questions for me before I go? How'd you get so hot? That is a very easy question. God loves me more than everyone else. He told me so while I was in a K-hole. Does anyone else have a question? How dare you arrest this woman? I will sue you for libel. Does anyone else have a question? Certainly not from being on them all of the time. Certainly not, because that is the closest thing I have ever had to a job. One more question before I go. Extra, extra, extra large. Oh, wait, sorry. I was thinking about cocks. Thank you all so much. Goodbye. Sam Cushing, everybody. Are you guys ready for your final headlining comic? Please make some noise for Kurt Dunsing.
All right, hell yes. That was awesome, by the way. Give it up for fucking Eliot. That was incredible. Oh, we're not clapping? All right, cool. I am the one straight white man booked on the show, which is not. I like it.
Diversity.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the opposite of a '90s sitcom. Fucking. I have had sex with a man. If that gives me any credit, does that earn me points? Yeah, it does. All right, hell yeah. I had sex with a man in college. He spent the whole time talking about how bad at this I was. And I was like, dude, it's my first time, you know? Be a mentor, not a critic. And then I saw his dick and he came in my eye. Yeah, that's not great. He was like, that was great. And I was like, I think I have to recruit the Avengers now. But I don't know. I'm hetero-romantic. In the end, I am a straight guy. I got engaged last night, in fact. Yeah, it's all right. She agreed to it. I don't know why. She is great. I don't know. I'm a sensual man. I'm a sensual and sensitive man. My girlfriend, my fiance, holy shit. I haven't gotten used to it yet, right? So she does this thing sometimes where she'll touch my face, and I do think men, I don't know if this works for gay guys, but for straight men, we can be like non-sexual physical touch starved. Does this make any sense? Right? Like beyond sexual, just nurturing physical touch, we can be starved for that. So whenever she touches my face, I'm like, I like it. One time I was like, ooh, touch my face. She touched my face like this with the back of her hand. Not great. She touched my face as though I were a peasant girl she planned to deflower. She touched my face as if to say, Esmeralda, you're too pretty to work the farm. She touched my face as if to say, you'll come to live with me in my castle. And I was like, ooh, a castle? Let me tell my family. And she was like, oh, Esmeralda, you'll never see your family again. She is the greatest. We've been together we've been together 8 years. So I'm so glad that we're engaged now because calling her my girlfriend really went on for way too long. You know, but after 8 years, are you guys any couples over here? Yeah, all right. You're the only person who raised your hand. Okay, you two together. Because at first I was like, man, this lady loves herself. That's great. Hell yes, I'm in a relationship with me and it's going great. You two are together. How long you been together? Oh, I love it when neither of them know. All right, hell yeah. Sorry, we met in a drunken fugue state that went on for a few years. We're not entirely sure. It was somewhere in the early 2000s. We were both wearing denim. Married for 13 years. All right, so we were together 8 years, and around that time, the sex does start to wane a little bit, you know? You two, just a little, are you two f***ing now? Like, not currently, but I mean, like... Are you two having sex regularly now? Oh, hell yes, This dude is like, I didn't consult her beforehand, but I'm going to spring it on her now. Hell yes. No, you went through the dip and then you came out the other side, right? We are trying to spice things up. So sometimes we do like costume stuff, right? You guys ever done some costume stuff? Yeah, hell yeah, that dude said yes, she said no. So he's just dressing up. He's like, I'm going to put on a cape for this one. Yeah, he's like, I put on a cape to masturbate. Just me alone being like, I'm a Superman. All right, one time I dressed up as a cop, right? And I pulled her over, you know? I pulled her over. I was like, do you know how fast you were going back there, ma'am? And she was like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, you're going pretty fast. It's a $200 fine. And she was like, you know, she undoes the blouse. She's like, isn't there some other way I can pay? And I said, no. So we didn't have sex, but guess who got $200? This guy, huh? The boys are drinking tonight. Sometimes you gotta not fuck so you can drink with the boys. Or one time I was Batman, right? I dressed up as Batman, and she also dressed up as Batman. I was like, don't you want to be Catwoman? She was like, nah, I'm Batman too. So it's just two Batmen f***ing each other, you know? We both do the voice. She's like, rub my clit. And I'm like, where is it? Tell me. We got a dog? Dog people? Who's got a dog? Yes, that guy. Again, just one of you. You guys got to sync up, man. All right, he has a dog, you don't. She's like, I never agreed to this. No, I got a dog. He's my fancy little man. I talk to my dog the same way my grandmother talked to me. I'm like, you're a fancy-footed little man, and we all love you. You know? Has anyone ever read like one of them articles about people who leave their whole life savings to their dog? Yeah, does anybody, am I insane? I feel like, all right, some people have seen this. Yes, usually it's cats, but whatever. They leave their life savings to their pet. I am 100% doing this. One of these days, y'all are going to read an article about a dog who's now worth $300. Yeah, he's going to buy a fancy dog bed. He's going to get a bone. That's it. That's all he's going to buy. He's going to sit on his fancy dog bed like every day he said he was leaving for work. What was he doing? Let's get into a little backstory on me. I lived in China for 10 years. Yeah, I just got back last year. China, ever been? Don't go. I lived in China for 10 years as a teacher. I did every kind of teaching. I taught high school. I taught pre-K. I taught kindergarten. I did private tutoring. Private tutoring, if you don't know what it is, it's where you go to a person's house and you don't teach and they don't learn. It's an hour of people adding no value to their lives. As a comedy audience, you might know how that feels. But anyway, one time I got this kid, Michael. Michael was my fucking favorite, dude. Michael was awesome. But the first time I met him, I got to his house, and his dad, in perfect English, by the way, was like, we want Michael to study in America when he gets older, so we want you to teach him basic conversational English, you know? And I was like, all right, I got this, you know? But also in the back of your head, you're like, why aren't you, that was great English, why aren't you, you know? But I got in the room. Michael's got no English. I sit down. I'm like, all right, Michael. Michael's, this is A. This is letter A. A says, ah. And he said, your fate is calling. Looked me dead in the eyes. He was like, your fate is calling. And I was like, I thought this kid spoke no English. So I went outside. I was like, yo, if your kid is possessed, you need to pay me more, right? And he was like, what did he say? I was like, he said my fate was calling. And he was like, no, he says it to fucking everyone. He plays this game League of Legends and learns the English from that game and then says it to me like some kind of up show and tell, right? So I went to the next lesson. I was like, all right, A was horrifying, Michael. Let's do B. B says bud. He was like, you can never defeat me. At this point, I did not want to teach Michael any more English. I was like, you can go study in America with these two sentences. I would love it if Michael goes to college in America and he drops his pencil in a class and some girl's like, excuse me, you dropped your pencil. And he's like, your fate is calling. And she's like, oh my God, my fate is, who is this guy, you know? Hi, what's your name? He's like, you can never defeat me. I gotta close up real quick. All right, we're gonna close on this joke. It's new, so bear with me. Are we okay? It's a newer joke. It's sensitive, you know. It's supple. It's sensual. It's much like me. But the Rubik's Cube is the most racist toy. Because it's like you see all these beautifully integrated colors. Separate them! You know? I like to think that every time there is a video of some kid solving a Rubik's Cube in record time, Ron DeSantis is like, bring me that boy!
Absolutely.
And then they bring him to him, and Ron DeSantis is like, God damn it, another Asian kid! All right. We ended on a clap. I think we're okay. Thank you guys so much for fucking coming out. I'll leave the rest of the host.
Kurt Dunsing, everybody! Be sure to catch Kurt's show every second and fourth Tuesday at the Lincoln Lodge at 7 p.m., right?
7 p.m. now, we're moving back to 9 p.m. 7 p.m. is a terrible time for a comedy.
Oh my God, it's fucking terrible. You're telling me I haven't been booked in the Catskills in 100 years. Sorry, that was Joan Rivers, Eliot. Yeah, Nasty Core. Come see his show, everybody. Sorry. So we have reached the last segment of Gay Leno. Have y'all had fun tonight? Hell yes. This next game is about the community and the togetherness that Gay Leno is here to build. It pays homage to my improv teams back in college. So if I could please get every performer from tonight up on stage with me, we're going to do a little joke round. For those of you who are unfamiliar, a joke round is a game where we get suggestions from the audience, and one by one, every player comes up and says the punchline of that joke. Does that make sense? Hell yes. So the first one is called Sex With Me Is Like. I'll demonstrate. Can I please get a suggestion of a word? Any noun.
Anyone.
Sex with me is like a teacher because I'll smack you with a ruler.
Woo!
And thus, hilarity ensues. Are y'all ready to play? Hell yes.
Sex with me is like a vacation. There are strangers everywhere.
Sex with me is like a vacation. You have to pay.
Sex with me is like a vacation. There are a bunch of crumbs falling out of my ass crack.
Sex with me is like a vacation. It's a 3-day cruise and you want to get the off.
Can I get a new word, please? Sex with me is like a horse, and not for the obvious reasons.
Sex with me is like a horse. I'm covered in hair.
Sex with me is like a horse. My chestnut haunches glistening in the sun.
Sex with me is like a horse. That isn't glue. But it is sticky and you can sell it. Oh.
Sex with me is like a horse. You'll hear me coming.
Sex with me is like a horse because she's always going, nay.
Sex with me is like a horse because there's two dudes with sharp poles running at each other going, ah!
Sex with me is like a horse. That one guy died trying.
New word.
Sex with me is like McDonald's. You can have it in any country.
Sex with me is like McDonald's. You eat it an hour later, you're just greasy for some reason.
Sex with me is like McDonald's. I am dressed as a clown.
Sex with me is like McDonald's. You can get it on the cheap.
Sex with me is like McDonald's. You're gonna grimace.
Sex with me is like McDonald's. The ice cream machine is never working.
Sex with me is like McDonald's. You can call me the slam burglar.
So Dear Diary is where we get a suggestion of a person. Maybe it's a celebrity, a historical figure, or even somebody in the lineup tonight. And then everyone comes up and says, Dear Diary, today I blanked, or blankety blank blank blank, or so-and-so is such a blank.
Like if your suggestion was Sam Cushing, you'd say, Dear Diary for all of you guys. That should kill. You should be laughing.
Does that make sense?
You.
All right, sweet. Can I get a suggestion of a person, historical figure, cast member?
Lady Gaga.
Dear Diary, sorry, that's Sam Cushing's voice. There could be 100 people. There we go. Wait, it's the same voice.
No!
Who cares? There could be 100 people in the room, and none of them could stop my army of from taking over the world on Wednesday.
Dear Diary, I secretly hate Tony Bennett.
Oh, okay.
Dear Diary, they asked about the tail again.
Dear Diary, my nipples are spikes. It is not a bra.
Dear diary, only one day left till I snap Kim Petras's neck and suck the youth out of her.
Dear diary, it's me, Stephanie Germanotta, you know, Lady Gaga. Anyway, I just think that all the people should get along and hold hands, and that gay people should have rights, but also I shouldn't have to pay taxes.
Dear diary, this bit would have been more relevant 10 years ago.
I also have one more. Dear diary, they haven't realized I'm James Charles yet.
Cardi B.
Gaudy.
I don't think any of us can do that voice. But,
Not without being racist.
I don't think any of us should.
there was a time where me and Ty could try to be funny and do it, but it's not that time. It really isn't.
Dear diary, why don't women take responsibility for all of the shortcomings in my life? That's really rude, and I think they're all bitches and c***s, and they're stupid.
Dear diary, I dyed my hair blonde. Why does everyone call me Gay Fieri?
Dear diary, if I gain the weight back, do you think they'll put me in more movies?
Dear diary, I think my girlfriend's sex crazed. She looked at 2 guys yesterday.
One more sex with me is like, and we can close out strong. Give me a word, give me a word.
Give me an inanimate object, anyone.
Me during sex. Ooh, chandelier is really fun.
Sex with me is like a chandelier. There are always dozens of diamonds involved.
Sex with me is like a chandelier. Rich moms love it.
Sex with me is like a chandelier. If I fall on your head, you're dead.
Sex with me is like a chandelier. I'm not hung that well.
Sex with me is like a chandelier. I'm gonna swing.
Sex with me is like a chandelier. It did take 10 guys to get it up there.
Name something you guys find in your junk drawer. All right, let's paperclip. Oh, I feel like it's already sexual now.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to do sex with me as like a paperclip?
Sex with me is like a paperclip. You can bend me in any different direction.
Hell yeah.
Sex with me is like a paperclip. If you bend it in the same direction too many times, it will f***ing break.
Sex with me is like a paperclip. Do you need some help with that? Thank you so much. Well, thanks for coming to Gay Leno. Good night, everybody. Make some noise for Ty Roscoe, Lillie from Phillie, Kurt Dunsing, Sam Karagas, and Liz Becker.